Apple customer root cause peace and reconciliation among Liberians, seven hand-based celebrations and minds and long nationwide campaign attacking illegal mining activities, commencing with Apple County. And briefly away, Ebola his the Republic of Congo faced Scottish group election of cities and conflict. The war has won. Those were the head choose of these plus the news bulletin coming up. Stay tuned. When we come back, we bring news bulletin news center. Welcome back. It's the latest news bulletin for our news center with Leonard. Leonard Lee.
Good evening. Good evening, Liberians. Liberia Foreign Minister Sarah Loyante has expressed concern over what she described as a growing global insecurity threatening international peace and stability. Speaking during an engagement at the United Nations Security Council, Minister Yanti warned against unilateral actions that undermine the founding content of the United Nations Charter, cautioned that such actions will continue to instill fears across the international community. She stated that ongoing global crises are fueling division and instability, referencing sporadic military aggressions and exchanges in parts of the Middle East and Africa. According to her, the continuous conflict within those regions remaining major drivers of insecurity, humanitarian suffering, and displacement affecting millions of people globally. Ms. Yantin also underscored the importance of strengthening cooperation and fostering effective mechanisms for conflict resolution. She called for the impartial implementation of the founding principles of the United Nations Security Council, recounting the historical role of the United Nations. Ms. Yanti highlighted UN contribution towards restoring peace, dialogue, diplomacy, and other conflict resolution mechanisms. She stressed the importance of respect for the UN Security Charter in promoting global peace while warning repeated violation of the Charter threatening the credibility and progress of the Council. The former deputy ministers and minister of youth and sports for administration as the Doe has criticized the black government for the term as promoting deception in the management of the state. Though noted that the government's deceptive posture as a navigator weakened public confidence situation, he said, is troubling for Liberian society. In this base, report suggested the presence of Ebola in Liberia, but maintained that the weak audio involving nurse Paula Bidel is authentic, alleging that the comments contained in the recording were conducted to an office connected to an office-related conversation. The former deputy minister also criticized the handling of matter and Madam Joanna Jokai, director at the John F. Kennedy Medical Center, though condemned the arrest of Paula Bidel, describing the statement as precautionary and preventive in nature. He called on the management of JFK Memorial Hospital to avoid politicizing public health issues, warning that such actions could undermine public trust in healthcare institutions across the country. Senator Zoe Pendon of Grangita County has questioned former President George Weah level assistance to ordinary Liberians during his presidency. Senator Pendon challenged Weah claims to run in the support for citizens, arguing that many Liberians did not benefit significantly from his administration. The Grangita lawmaker also clarified that his previous trouble with former President Weah was strictly connected to official state functions in his capacity as a legislator, not based on any personal relationship. He further pushed back against reports suggesting that he begged former President Weah for travel opportunities, maintaining that the trip was government-related engagement. Senator Pennon additionally dismissed report alleging a strained relationship with the United States government, claiming that some names officials were rejected. According to Senator, the trip in question were financed through taxpayer money and not through the personal funds of the former Liberian president. Executive chairman of the Liberia Special Zone Authority, Prince Ray, has confirmed the new regulatory documents were developed with the World Bank support to guide investors nationwide. Red explained that the regulation outlined incentive operational procedures and opportunities available for foreign business seeking partnership investment in Liberia. It disclosed Liberia's flagship agro-processing zone project in Grand Bassa County has been jointly implemented alongside the National Investment Commission, currently for development today. According to Red, the African Development Bank funded project already has contractors on site clearing land, installing electricity infrastructure, and constructing security fencing around facilities in operation. It noted that discussions with international developers are advancing positively, aiming to establish manufacturing factories that will process and add value to agricultural products nationwide. The managing director of the Liberia Airport Authority, Ernest Hodge, has disclosed that the institution is making significant progress in strengthening energy generation to ensure reliable power supply at the airport. Speaking during a brief interaction with the media, Herges revealed that the airport's current power supply largely depends on generator, but noted that plans are underway for the construction of a solar farm. The LAA boss described the continual operation of generator as costly, but expressed optimism that a proposed power solar project will significantly reduce operational costs and ease financial burden. Additionally, the LAA managing director called for greater public participation and compliance at the airport to help improve operational efficiency and service delivery. The Hurges encourages members of the public to channel their concern through LAA Facebook platform. He assured the public that the complaints and recommendations will be addressed promptly. He also stressed the importance of public cooperation in supporting ongoing efforts to improve services and facilities at the airport. The Mema County administration has formally identified with the Muslim community as part of the nationwide celebration of Abraham Day, also known as Eid al-Adha. That is celebrated by Muslims around the world in honor of Prophet Abraham's faith, obedience, and willingness to sacrifice for God. Speaking during an engagement with Muslims in Sanquil in Nima County, Superintendent Court Mape Gonod expressed regret over the absence from this year's Ramadan celebration, attributing it to a recent travel outside. Superintendent Gonod noted that despite being authors remain with Muslims community in the county and thanked them for their prayers and continual support. She described the prayers offered on her behalf as meaningful and important while acknowledging what she referred to as God's intervention in the life and leadership. Superintendent Garner also called on Muslims to use the occasion to reflect on the teaching and sacrifices of Prophet Abraham while emphasizing the need for unity in the ongoing rebuilding process of Liberia. Labor advocate George Tengbe has called for transparency and accountability as discussion intensified over reported 4.2 million Ebola preparedness mechanism. The request comes amid growing concern about the ongoing Ebola outbreak in parts of Africa. In an update titled International Update on Ebola in Africa, May 26 to 26, 2026, Tengbe reference reports indicating that the United Nations has allocated more than 60 million in its emergency response fund. The UN Emergency Fund is earmarked to support efforts aimed at combating the Ebola outbreak affecting the Democratic Republic of Congo and surrounding regions. According to international report, the funding will support contact tracing, treatment centers, surveillance systems, community awareness, emergency response operation. They may also highlighted South Sudan request for 7.2 million Ebola preparedness budget, with 70% expected from international partners such as the United Nations and 30% from the government of South Sudan. However, Tegman noted that a major concern remains Liberia, especially considering painful memories and controversy associated with the country's 2014 Ebola outbreak. The Grand Mufti of the Supreme Council of Fatwa in Liberia has called for unity, peace, and reconciliations among Muslims. Sheikh Abu Bakr Sansouroud said the observance of Abraham Day should catalyze unity and peace among Muslims to win more so for Islamic faith. Sheikh made the call during a press conference shortly after performing the holy sacrifice by slaying sheep in observance of Abraham Day at the Gurley Street Mosque in Monrovia on Wednesday, May 27, 2026. The Grand Mufti also commended President Joseph Boakai for his instrumental role in ensuring 1,000 pilgrims leave for pilgrimage in Mecca. Sheikh also thanked the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, and Morocco for assisting a large number of Liberian Muslims with pilgrimage. The chairman of the Crescent Citing Committee of the National Muslims of Liberia is encouraging Muslims in Liberia to use Abraham Day to share mostly with the needy and less fortunate people in the country. Abraham Day is the Muslim religion refers to Ad Ahad, the festivals of sacrifice. The day is one of the most important holidays in the Islamic calendar and commemorates the unwavering faith of Prophet Abraham. Sheikh Abdullah Masali also the Imam of Fatima Mosque in Clareton on the Bourgeois as they said, well-established Muslims should now begin to share and care for their fellow human beings. Delivering the sermon marking Ibrahim Day at the Fatima Mosque in Claratown on Wednesday, May 27, 2026, Sheikh Masali said, Allah mandates genuine Muslims to share on such an occasion of Ibrahim Day. The Ministry of Mines and Energy has launched a nationwide campaign targeting illegal mining activities with enforcement operation beginning in Bapolo County across several mining communities recently. Mines and Energy Minister Martina Kitingman met Bapolo Superintendent Sam Kingzinan and stressed the government's commitment towards transparency, accountability, and environmental protection and lawful revenue collection nationwide. Addressing residents in Bapolo County, Mr. Tingban warned that illegal mining continues to threaten Liberia's economy, discouraging legitimate investment, damaging communities, and reducing government revenue generation nationwide. During the enforcement operation, authorities confiscated 5 excavators from illegal miner sites from Heron Town, while unauthorized dragging activity accused of damaging river were also dismantled successfully. The ministry says the enforcement exercise will expand across Liberia, requiring county mining officers to submit monitoring report while urging citizens to report illegal mining activities. That's the shift of the news. Bulletin is back to you, Abbott Cornelius Barkley.
Thanks very much, Landon. Tupa will be back with the international development. Well, let's go straight into the actual forces of our newsmaker, Liberia Foreign Minister Sarah Pesto Yonti has expressed concern over what she described as growing global insecurity threatening international peace and stability. Speaking during an engagement at the United Nations Security Council, Minister Yanti warned against unilateral action to undermine funded confidence of United Nations chapter, cautioning that such actions continue to install fear across the international community. She stated the ongoing global crises are fueling division and instability, referencing sporadic military aggression and exchanges in parts of the Middle East and Africa. According to her, The continuous conflicts with those regions remains major drivers of insecurity, humanitarian sovereignty, and displacement affecting millions of people globally. And Yantin also underscores the importance of strengthening cooperation, fostering effective mechanism for conflict resolution.
Liberia congratulated the Republic of China for convening this debate and commends Excellency Wang for presiding. We also thank the Secretary General for his important briefing and the key critical points outlined today. Liberia is one of only 4 original African signatories to the UN Charter. We understand what it cost the world to build this institution, and we approach this debate as a founding member for whom the Charter is not symbolic. It is a covenant to be upheld and preserved with the central reasoning: no nation, however powerful, has the right to unilaterally render the world unsafe. Today, that covenant is under strain. A divided Security Council is deepening global uncertainty. Crises from Gaza to Ukraine have exposed persistent divisions, including vetoes that have hindered necessary interventions. Across Africa, from Sudan to the Sahel to the Great Lakes, conflicts continue to worsen and drive displacement.
The voice of Liberian Foreign Minister Sarah Beslo Yanti recounting on the historical road of the United Nations. Minister Yanti highlighted UN contribution toward restoring peace, dialogue, diplomacy, and other conflict resolution mechanisms. She stressed the importance of respect of UN chapter in promoting global peace, while warning that repeated violation of the chapter threaten the credibility and progress of the Council. Yes, once more, Liberia Foreign Minister Sarah Yanti.
Increasingly lacks is not rules or principles, but the political will to apply them consistently and impartially, as speakers before me have mentioned. Liberia knows the value of a united and decisive council. When our state collapsed, United Nations peacekeeping created a space for peace, for dialogue, reconciliation, and the rebuilding of our institutions. Our experience shapes how we the divide between
The voice of Liberia Foreign Minister Sarah Besler Yanti, the Grand Mufti of the Supreme Council of Fawi in Liberia, has called for unity, peace, and reconciliation among Muslims. Sheikh Abu Bakr Sumaro said the observance of April and Day should Catholic unity and peace among Muslims to win more souls for the Islamic faith. Sheikh Sumaro made the call during a press conference shortly after performing the Holy Sacrifice by sliding his sheep in observance of April and Day at the Girlish Creek Mosque in Monrovia on Wednesday, May 27, 2026. The Grand Mufti has also commended President Joseph Boakai for his instrumental role in ensuring that over 100,000 pilgrims leave on the pilgrimage in Mecca. Sheikh Samaru also thanked the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and Qatar and Morocco for assisting a large number of Liberian Muslims with the pilgrimage. Yeah, Sheikh Abu Bakr Samaru.
After committed to God, the religion of Islam is calling for peace, reconciliation, and harmony. The Muslims supposed to be the best ministry of And also, we are very to our women that is there, our president, excellent gentleman, they are giving us all the facilities this year.